Fox 13 10 o'clock news starts now. Good evening. I'm Cynthia Smoot in tonight for Kelly Ring.
And I'm John Wilson. Thank you for being with us tonight. And let's begin with a deadly confrontation inside a normally peaceful neighborhood.
He's inside my house. He charged me and attacked me with my kids here.
Yeah, and that is why a man in Polk County says he fatally shot an intruder who had come into his home. And tonight we're hearing the 911 call from the man who fired that fatal shot. And what's a little odd or unusual here, certainly, is this is not the first time this man has shot somebody who broke into his home. Fox 13's Steph DiPietrantonio is here. All right, second time, Steph?
You got it, John, and it's compelling to listen what went down in both 911 calls from the woman next door and to the man who actually pulled the trigger. He says he was protecting his wife and kids, and this is the second time he shot a complete stranger. William Cornwell is at the center of another shooting investigation. The 33-year-old faces no charges for shooting and killing 40-year-old Christopher Deese.
In my backyard. Can you see them at the sign?
That's Cornwell's neighbor, Carol Ketchum, on the phone with Polk County 911 early Sunday morning.
In your backyard? No, actually, in my screening area.
She went to look out into her screen room, and there was a guy laying on her patio table.
Seconds later, the intruder is on the move.
No, I heard something in front of my house.
Polk County Sheriff Grady Judd says it was Deese who'd been dropped off after a night of partying at the wrong place on Lake Daisy Drive.
I had a guy trying to kick in my front door.
The guy screaming and cussing and demanding to be let into the house.
He looked kind of drunk and he charged me. I had my firearm. I told him to stop.
Mr. Cornwell grabs his pistol, goes to the front door, and is screaming back at the guy, "You've got the wrong house."
He's inside my house. He charged me and attacked me with my kids here.
Mr. Cornwell backs up with his gun in hand, has an accidental discharge into the ground, and the man stops and says, "Well, do you want to fight?" and rips his shirt off.
He came at me and I fired, but I didn't mean to. I have my two kids here and my wife here.
Mr. Cornwell shoots him once in the chest, and that's where he falls down dead in the house.
Cornwell did not want to talk to us this time, but he did a few years ago.
This is where he cut my screen.
Right after he shot a man who broke into his then Lake Wales home.
I was scared for my kids, first and foremost, so I love my kids to death, so I would protect them with any length.
In both cases, Cornwell did not know either suspect.
The odds of this happening to you twice in your lifetime are absolutely unknown.
Now, in part of their statement, the Deese family says this tragic incident could have been precluded had Mr. Cornwell simply not opened his door and allowed the sheriffs to do their job. Now, Cornwell faces no charges. Sheriff Judd called this a classic castle doctrine, where the use of deadly force can be used if a person has a reasonable fear of death in their home. That first intruder, by the way, is serving time in a Florida state prison, Cynthia.
All right. Thank you, Steph.